everybody, welcome back to my channel for those who are returning, and welcome to any new subscribers that may be visiting for the first time. I have had a break and I've left the glue to dry on this little attachment here. I've been struck with another idea, so pulled out my phone, I've made notes there. I don't know if this journal will ever end because honestly every time I walk away and have a break I'm hit with new inspiration, but I'm excited, so don't get me wrong. Okay, so I've been thinking about this while I've had my lunch. I did want to, I don't think I could tear this, so I'm going to cut it. It's just showing too much white there and I don't think it will ink very well, so partly because I did have glue over it. So just tidying that up. I'm not as worried about the bottom, and I am going to just try and distress it a little bit along those edges. And I will add a little bit more ink to that. In actual fact, I've just realised that we're not even going to see these sides, so that made me laugh. Okay, now I need to find centre. So it's at 12.4. I would say, so that's 6.2. So I'm going to find my pencil and I'm going to put a pencil mark at 6.2, just a really light pencil mark, and again down here. Now I've just got a really faint line because I don't want to Did I mention I'm cutting it in half? Sorry, don't think I told you that. And I do want to find my rubber. Okay, I'm back again. I have rubber in hand. I'm not even going to explain to you how long that took because I don't know. Let's just say it was a marathon. I have tidied part of my space while I was at it because my rubber was being elusive. It wasn't where I usually keep it. It turns out I had put it with some things to draw with and had taken it to the room where I usually sit with hubby to watch TV. So anyway, the universe was trying to tell me to tidy my space a little bit. It's not perfect, but it's much better than it was. And definitely a good starting point for getting some sort of organisation about the place. Anyway, that happened. Okay, so we've cut that in half and I really love the way that that will sit on the page. I do want to ink it just a little bit. Probably more at the back than at the front. I don't want to ink it too much at the front because I do want it to look like the welcome sign that it is. Okay, so my thought is to attach those to the journaling card and have them pop open like doors. So I need to create hinges for them. And now that I've shifted everything around, I need to find some paper scraps. I think that will work just fine. So just going to tear the white edges off. I should have taken a moment, I think, before I turned the camera on. That was starting to... I was running out of ideas as to where I could look to find my eraser. So... I'd certainly exhausted my ideas around my desk. Or desks. I've got 3 desks in my craft space. So I have this one that I work on, which is where I video. And I have one to my right, this way, that has my sewing machine on it. And then I have one to my left that's got my printer and my Cricut and things like that. So I had been checking all of those and it still wasn't coming to me. Having said that, I have a little tray that sits on a little space in front of this desk that I'm working on now. And that little tray is where I have my things for drawing. And I take that tray with me when I am sitting with hubby sometimes. And that's where I found them. So, whoops, that didn't work very well. So now that I've wasted all that time, I actually don't know how long it will be before hubby comes home, because I didn't even look at the time before I started the video again. These will be the longest ever made journaling cards in the world. But I'm really happy with the way they're coming together, so I'm okay with that. I don't know how it will go for viewing, but yeah, what can I say? I'm not going to keep apologising for the amount of time that I take to do what I do. I just feel like it's my process and I'm letting you in on that process. And I've said before, I felt guilty when I first started videoing because it was all so new to me and I didn't know... I really didn't know what I was doing, full stop. I didn't even know how to set up the video. I had a little guardian angel who helped me with that. Thank you, Gayle, you're amazing. Of course, I'm speaking about the wonderful Gayle Agostinelli. Yeah, I had no idea what I was doing or how to set things up or how long videos should go for. Is there a right or a wrong? You know what I mean. And I'm not the world's greatest YouTuber by any means, but I started this whole process to show people what I was doing. And so I've decided that I need to stop focusing on... I will focus on my audience out there because obviously I do want them to enjoy watching my videos. But I started to get myself in a headspace where it was more about the video than it was about the craft. Or sometimes that's how I felt. So I've decided to redirect some of that focus back to the craft and not so much about the video. So if there's moments of excessive inking or pauses because I'm thinking or whatever the case may be, I hope you will understand and still tag along. But I'm doing these journals for the craft, so I need to make sure that that's a priority. And I feel like with this journal I'm back on track. At the beginning of these journaling cards, I wasn't feeling so much like that. But right now, I really, really am. Now, I'm just thinking about whether I want to attach this now. I've made it quite tacky at the back, so those little wool fibres are still at me. Just wait and I will attach this one first. It's sticking to my fingers. Okay, sometimes I feel like when I'm videoing I waffle a lot too, so, you know, bear with me, guys. I feel like it's a fine line between enough talking and too much. That's better. Okay. So I'm just checking my placement. You can see how sticky my fingers are. And if I open that up, I have full clearance there. Okay, so before I do anything else, I'm going to paper clip these, I think. There's another part of the process I want to try and wrap my head around. Okay. They remind me of saloon doors. Not that that's what I was thinking, but that's kind of what they remind. Your idea will, your opinion about the saloon doors will change when I do the next step, I'm sure, I hope. Okay, so what I've been thinking is, I love that and I could leave that as is. I have decided to add this butterfly, and I did think about popping the butterfly down there and that becoming the enclosure, and I still like that idea. Oh, I still like that idea. It kind of covers up that flower, but oh, okay, let's find a nice label. quite like that. I think I like that one more. These are Tracie Fox labels. That one doesn't work so well for me. Nor does that one. Okay. I think I'm going to have to print some more labels actually. Oops, upside down. I always do that. I don't hate that, but there was something about the text that wasn't working for me with this text, I think. I don't mind that. I'm still not 100% sold on any of them, I don't think. I haven't had that yes, that's it moment. That's the same. No. No, again, the text on that doesn't work for me. Okay, well, let's try. Don't mind that. Oh my goodness, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to try my other idea. I'm going to pop these away. Okay, so one of the things I've been playing with behind the scenes is creating fairy doors. So just popping. This was the first one I created, and I've used my Cricut and some paper from, I'll let you know what the paper pad is called if I can find it. I believe it was this Floral Romance from Kaisercraft. So I've used the oops, where's my glue stick? I've used this paper out of there and I've popped it through my Cricut. So, whoops. One evening while I was sitting with hubby and watching TV, I was designing a fairy door on my Cricut space. So I've got that and I want to add that to a page. And I haven't quite decided, how pretty is that? So you're getting a little sneak peek here. I haven't quite decided how I want to go about that, but I've got that in mind. And then when I had to play with that, I decided to make a couple of smaller ones. So I have these two here from the same paper that I have cut. They also have the scoring. I'm hoping you can see that okay, to give the impression of the wood or timber panels. And I had a look at this and I have wondered about attaching this. I'm kind of making things complicated for myself, but I'm thinking about attaching this as a flip also. So I'm thinking about flipping that down that way and having that come up over the welcome sign. So you don't actually see the welcome sign straight away. When you open the door, then it reads welcome. Again, working in with the idea of magic and hidden things and secrets and all of that sort of thing. So, and then using the butterfly up here, actually he could even go that way, as a tuck spot for the door. And once that door is closed, that in turn keeps the welcome sign doors closed. And now that I'm talking myself through that, I still really like that idea. So I'm going to ink this door. Just see how it pops on the page once it's inked. Are you guys scared now? Like you're getting an insight to how chaotic my mind has been. This is just a snippet. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say that because you'll I'll have the men in white jackets at my door soon. Yeah, I'm having lots of fun with creating and playing and hidden spaces. Who doesn't love a hidden space? I was thinking earlier when I was getting my lunch ready, I was like, I would love to see a paper pad, either hard copy or digital copy, that revolved around the secret garden, and using these beautiful pastel tones and beautiful creams and that sort of thing. And I was like, can you imagine how beautiful that would be if only I had the power to create something. Like, I'm fairly tech savvy, but it's an area that I just haven't delved into, and I've just got a vision in my head of how beautiful it could be. And I'm like, oh, if only I could design something or know somebody who could design something that I could play with, because conjures up all sorts of things in my imagination. Okay, so again, I need to lever that. I kind of like that. I need to open my doors. Or is that better? This almost reminds me of like a wrought iron lock. I think I might go with that actually, just for that reason. Okay, so I don't want it any wider than the base. Popping that out of the way. So about there. And I'm going to fold that in half. And I am going to ink my little hinge. Okay, and I'm just thinking, the back of this door is white, and I don't really want to try and cover it because, well, I think it would be difficult. Probably not as difficult as I'm making out, but okay. Now, I've mentioned before that, and you've seen in previous journals, that I use images from Noir Art. I think it's at noirart.15 on Instagram. The link will be at the bottom of this video anyway. And I've been using her mandalas, and something else I've been playing with behind the scenes is taking those mandalas and creating a stencil. Now, I don't know that you'll be able to see that very clearly. Just wondering what I've got that I can pop behind it. Perhaps this tea stain paper will make it easier for you to see, I don't know. So I've taken a couple of her mandala designs, and using my Cricut I have created a couple of stencils. So I'm really excited to use those in this journal to help with my creativity, and I'm just trying to decide. So I'm thinking perhaps I could, I really like that actually. Okay, I'm going to go with this one, I think. And still, oh, do I want to use a different colour? No, I think I'll stick with the brown for now. Oh, I've just realised I've left my glue open. That's unfortunate. I wonder how long that's been like that for. Probably while I was having lunch. Goodness me, what a boo-boo that was. I'll just tip it upside down. Okay, I'm glad I spotted it now. So, I'm going to hang on to it there. Now, I do have this new brush, and I'm going to give this a try. This little makeup brush I purchased from Bargain Buys, and I did talk about it when I showed my collecting and gathering after I purchased it. So you will find details for that on my collecting and gathering video. It would be the second last collecting and gathering video, I believe. I'm sorry if I'm off screen. I'm holding it with my thumb and finger so I can actually, you can't see. Okay, I don't know if I can move myself up. Am I in screen? I think that's just in screen for you. And this makeup brush is working quite well. Like I said, I'd seen others using it and like the look of it. And I don't know if this is the same brand, but it is working how I expected it to work. So I'm really happy with that. Okay. I have no idea how dark I'm making this either, so Oh wow. Oh my. I love that. Now if that doesn't look Wonderland and mystical and beautiful, I don't know what does. Oh my goodness. I think that just took me to my happy place. Okay, I'm just going to wipe this down before I forget. Probably should have been doing that on my, I do have a book that I use for inking. I probably should have been doing that over the book. I've now got ink on my desk paper. Oh my gosh, that's made me so happy. That's my first time using those stencils that I've created. I made them a little while ago now, and they've been sitting and waiting for this project. Oh, so worth the effort. Really, really worth the effort. Okay, so I could totally have it that way, you know, and I'd be quite okay with that. But I do like the element of surprise. So now I have created the hinge, so I can pop the hinge on. And I want that, I want this to look like hardware on the door, so I'm going to use that side to glue. It's almost a shame to cover up that mandala at the bottom. Okay. And then, which one do I want to attach first? I think I need to attach these first, actually. Okay, let's do it. Trying to move fairly quickly before the glue dries in case I need to move things around. Oops. Oh, that's really fun. Okay, and then, so this piece, oops, is going to go here. That's right, I need to move that across. Excuse me. Thinking about there. Just excuse me while I have a mouthful of my cup of tea. Okay, so I just want to give that an idea. Okay. I have no idea if I'll remember where it was just sitting, but we'll give this a go. So I think it was about there. That looks pretty good to me, actually. Just want to bring that up a little bit. Oh my goodness, how fun. So again, I want to burnish that down really well. So now I'm wondering if I need something across here to partly cover those hinges and also to hold them into place. But what? Don't really want to take away from that flower. What can I pop there? Oh, I just had a thought, but I don't know if I can pull that off. Can I? Now, where did I put that? Done it to myself again. I've hidden something from myself. Where did I put them? Just bear with me, guys. Okay. This is some recycled paper that I've made, and it was using the brown packaging paper. So I had another really crazy idea. And I'm just wondering how I can do it. Okay, first of all, I want a piece that is the same size as this card. So I think I'm going to, might be better off with the scissors. Just thinking I might paper clip this in place. Sorry if I'm getting too close to the camera. Okay, and then I need to cut out from the center. I'm just trying to figure out how I can best do that. I think I need to cut a second piece that size. And I'm wondering if I can do it with book paper. I'm pretty sure, was that the paper I was using? I thought it was. Maybe not. Was it this book? Okay, so I think I'll put these two pages at the back together. I'm only doing this for stability. Actually, maybe I don't need to. I know this recycled paper can be difficult to cut because the fibers tend to move in all different directions. Now that I've done that, I'm going to just see if I can mark it with a pencil perhaps. And how wide? I think this is my biggest hinge here. It's about 1/2 inch. They all are. So, I don't even know if I'm going to use this. So say I did a 1/2 inch all the way around. Pretty sure the left side is the side I cut. It doesn't look very straight, but that's okay. All right, and then I'm going to clean my workspace. I'm really happy with that brush. Really excited about it. It worked like a dream. Just how I thought the ones that I'd seen other people using had worked. So quite a nice even coverage. Sorry guys, I'm just getting I've got a Stanley knife here. Actually, I might be better off with my I find my little box that's next to my table is getting more and more in it. But it's been fabulous too. I'm feeling like I have things more accessible to me now than I did before. So I'm just trying to lift this paper up. Okay. Now, I'm pretty sure I've tried to cut this before and it wasn't very successful with a blade like this. So I'm just going to do a little section around each side and see if, I think I need to stand up. And I have my face really close to the camera. I'm scared to talk in case I'm really, really loud. Oops. Okay. I feel like this journaling card has taken on a life of its own. It's certainly not what I envisaged doing with this card, so okay. And then tuck my scissors in under there. So see if I can make this work. I'm better off to go this way. Sorry, I'm concentrating really hard right now, trying not to mess it up. Okay. I don't actually have a guide there, so I'm going to give myself one because I probably don't trust myself. I feel like it's about there. Okay. And I really like that, but the question will be whether or not my doors will still be functional. I may need to trim a little bit off the bottom. I really love that. It's almost like a window into the other world. Well, that's how I'm perceiving it. So I should check I'm in focus. Sorry guys, I don't know if that was in focus just now with all my moving around under the camera. My apologies. So I'm thinking I'm going to ink around that frame. I think that will work. It does feel like it's a little bit tight down here, but everything's closed, and once the little butterfly is in place to close that door, I'm not quite sure how I'll have him yet. I don't even mind him that way actually. I think that'll work quite well. I do need a door handle of some description, or even one in the center. I don't know, but first things first, we will ink. See, I put this away and now I need to get it out. And I just want this book to use while I'm inking. that covers up our hinges quite nicely actually. Okay, I think I'll glue that down.